Hello everybody. Today we're doing models that I got from the Warp Crate, or the Warpfire Crate service. Basically, it's a nice little service. You pay 25 bucks every month or so, and they'll strip you out some models. I actually got these two models in a full kit with a couple other Chaos Marines. So I actually took some time and actually painted out this before I moved on to my other models. These two are known as the Greater Possessed. These are a part of the Chaos faction, and they're considered an elite unit. In particular, the main thing for these guys is that they are basically lieutenants, except for demons. So, like the lieutenant off of the Space Marine, they'll just be a demon. So, to start off with, each Greater Possessed model will have 7 inches of movement. They'll have a 2 up for weapon, 3 up for ballistic skill, 5 strength, 5 toughness, 5 wounds, 5 attacks, 8 leadership, and a 3 up armor save. And they'll be placed on these 40-inch bases. In particular, these bases, like you probably saw a good couple videos back when I got them off the Warp Crate, is they actually came with this one, so I basically just painted them where they stood. They will only have one type of weapon, which is known as the Demonic Mutations. It is a melee attack weapon. So its strength will be based off the user, so basically 5 for normal. It will have a -2 AP for armor, and it will have D3 damage per wound. They have the following abilities, such as Standard, which is Death of the False Emperor, the Hateful Assault, the Malicious Volleys, the standard stuff that all Chaos factioned models will obtain. But we'll focus more on their special abilities. The special ability number 1 is Champions of the Host. Basically, the first time this unit is set up, let's say I decide to go run 2 of them, so that'll be 4 power for him, 4 power for him. I decide to I can set these 2 up at the same time. However, I do not have to put them into unit coherency, such as if I play them out, they have to usually be within 2 inches from when they start. However, because they're Champions of the Host, they can literally just be on 2 separate ends of the table or wherever I feel like for these guys in particular. The next ability they have will be the 5 up invuln save, basically the demonic ability, basically 5 up for armor. All demons will have this. They will also have the Locust of Power. So add 1 to the strength characteristic of Mark of Chaos and Legion demon units while they're within 6 inches of any friendly models with this ability. So if these guys are nearby any type of similar Mark of Chaos and Legion demon units, they will give +1 strength to that model. In particular, this would basically be like your Chaos Lords or your Sorcerers riding on the special monsters based on whichever god they follow. Or if you're like Mutilators or Possessed or Decimators if you have Forge Worlds. They also can give the same bonus to like Warp Talons or the Blood Slaughter or maybe a Greater Blight Drone. Maybe a Helldrake or 2 if they're nearby. Main things would be for like the heavy support, which are the more common ones, such as Defilers or Forge Fiends or Mauler Fiends, Obliterators, Venom Crawlers. And then finally last, if you decide to bring this out, like Lords of War, such as the Lord of Skulls, a Greater Brass Scorpion, or Catan Ravager, these models will actually gain the +1 strength to that ability, as long as they fall under the same Chaos, Mark of Chaos, and Legion demon keyword. Their own keywords are as follows. They fall under the faction Chaos, faction Mark of Chaos, faction Heretic Astartes, faction Legion. So basically you can put them in any any army that is Heretical Astartes with a proper legion that follows a certain Chaos god. And their personal keywords are a character, infantry, demon, and Greater Possessed. So anything that falls for those particular things, they'll be able to take, such as basically just any type of stratagem that falls for those. So depending on what army they fall under, what god you follow, however, they'll be able to obtain those extra abilities. Alright, that will be it for these particular ones. I am not going to do the warp crate this time because due to my quote laziness and a lot of time and annoyances with other things, I have not been able to actually do, I will not actually be doing the warp crate for this video. I'm actually doing a separate video for that. And before I head off, let's go ahead and head over to the most important thing of all, the paint scheme. So, just like the models I had when I first got these, I obtained some type of red-based Chaos Astartes. So I decided to keep it simple. I went with a nice greedy gold for the gold trim. I kept their base color red, but with nice corn red, as you guys can nicely see. I also doused it all in a Caribou Crimson to give it a nice bloody shade. And then I also highlighted the fleshy bits with Pink Horror and Emperor's Children equivalently. As you can see for more, the skull and the flesh, because like, especially for Possessed, it's basically just the demon bursting out, and for Greater Possessed, it's just as crazy, if not worse. I also decided to touch up like a minor bits, such as example for all the bony structures or protrusions. I basically just stuck with a nice skeletal bone, and then just after the shading, just did a nice highlight over, basically just to give it that lighting effect. And then finally, as a little extra, I've been experimenting with it a bit, is I did a nice little wizard orb green from Army Painter to do for the eyes that are basically scattered about. So light, possessed, just a little extra energy that glows out of them. I kind of should have went with a different color scheme, but it's what it is. I kind of wish I did a bit better on it, but who knows. If you guys decide to get it yourself and think of something better, hopefully you have a steadier hand than me to actually get these properly primed out. Some of you might like them. Personally, I think I could have done better. The only real things I actually liked are like the details, like for example the spine on the backpacks from human spine, and then maybe a bit of the flesh and the colors and the way they look. I kind of wish I could have did a bit more to it, but I don't think I either didn't have a steady enough hand or I didn't think about it too hard. And then main note is like the base that are the ones that basically came with it. I basically just touched up the skulls, touch up the base, just make it something simple, nothing too eye-catching. Alright, that'll be it for this video. I'm going to be probably posting this one in a few days. I hope you guys see my next video in the future, and hopefully I'll bother you again another time.